Hello guys, this is Prince Kenya back with another video, and as you can see, the title of the video is Daring for Greatness. Daring for Greatness. I'm here to give you some of my life stories that I once or twice have dared for greatness, and I'm here to tell you whether they succeeded or not. They didn't succeed. Watch this video to the end, and I know you will learn one or two things that can help you in your life, or that can encourage you, or that can motivate you. And even before I continue with this video, I take this golden chance to ask you kindly, if at all you know you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, please, I beg you in God's name, please subscribe this YouTube channel, so that by your subscription you will help me grow. By your subscription, you will make my content to reach many people. And I know, like the way you usually return back, maybe to be motivated, to be informed, or to be encouraged. That is the same way another person, when he gets rich to my content, he will be blessed, encouraged, or informed, or something like that. So back to the main topic of the day. Back to the main discussion of the day. Daring for the greatness. Daring for the greatness. Myself, I started to dare for greatness when I was in class 7. That was in 2010. When I was in class 7, that was 2010. Myself, I felt that even if I could not understand myself at that time, because I was still a kid, I was 13 years old. I didn't realize myself because I was just a little kid. But the thing is, when you are born with a seed of greatness, when you are born in a seed in you, that seed usually tries to find its way outside. That's why you usually see some kids with funny character, with some confidence, doing some, whether music, whether some acting, and you can see, and you even from far, you can detect that this child has a certain thing in his life. This child is child of a blessing. This child will be great somebody one day, and something like that. So myself, in the year 2013, that's when there is this radio station back in my country, and the radio station was based in Nakuru. It was called Sauti ya Mwananchi for those who lives in Kenya. And my sister was one of the fan of that radio. Uwanga in Swahili, Uwanga tunawaita mashabiki or the fan in English. She used to send some text and make some calls. She was among the top 5 best fans of that radio station. So one day I was seated we were with my family at kitchen taking our lunch time, and we had this person name in the radio, because that radio came with another force that it almost everybody liked it. You know, we were used up with the other radios, and now here comes another new radio that is so much interesting and something like that. And everybody in my village, everybody in my region loved it, by the way. So it was the hit. The radio station that was hit in my place. So one day when we were taking lunch with my family, my mom and my dad, we had a name that resembles my sister, sending message, call. At first she didn't call, but sending message. She was calling herself Rina the Original. So we could hear a lot of people greeting Rina the Original. And then we asked ourselves, who is this Rina Original from Nyahururu? Because my sister is called Pauline, so short name we used to call her Rina. And then she used to live in Nyahururu. So we asked ourselves, who is this Rina the Original? Then on that still session of the radio station, that time too, that time, it came to a point of now they are making calls. And you know what? When we had the call, the voice was our sister. The voice was my sister and my dad's child. And then, you know, we got surprised. Because we have never had somebody in a radio, somebody we know. So after a while, at around 2 p.m., we called her, and she confessed that she's the one that have been making a radio call and sending some radio texts, and she's a fan of that radio. That thing motivated me, that thing challenged me, and that thing made me to feel like I myself also want to have myself in a radio station. So I asked her how she usually go about it, and she explained to me she usually send text to this number, or it's just a short number. And then, you know what, I decided to make a trial. At that time I didn't have a phone, but I talked with my dad and told him I will be putting some credit in his phone, and then once I put some credit, I will be sending some message to that radio too. And you know what? I made my first attempt. I used some a 10 bob because study credit to that radio station was 10 bob. I used 10 bob. Okay. When I was still in that age, in class 7, I used to have my own chickens. Yeah, I used to have. Okay, I used to hustle for myself. I used to have some my own chicken, and there is this priest that used to go and help some a certain man with a bicycle who used there was a mountain that he could not climb by himself, so he used to help him to push him upward there, and then he used to give us some small peanut 10 bob too each and every day. He used to come and collect some milk in another village. So in that village there is this mountain that he could not manage to climb himself, so he used to go to every evening when he comes to collect the milk in that village. Everybody used to go to help him push his bicycle behind so that at least he can give, and he used to give us. So in class 1 I used to hustle for myself. I had some my chicken that I could sell some eggs. I sometimes I could still sell some chicken, something like that. I used to help this man to push him to get some money. So I had to make this story short about that, about how I did the radio station. I started sending some messages at Sauti ya Mwananchi, and you know what? I did that for the consecutive 1 year, whole 1 year. It came to a point of other fans of that radio came to know me. They could greet me once in a while. I remember I'm in class 7, and even in my class I became like a celeb because people usually hear me. I used to call myself Jack Samseno. People could hear me Jack, and some could be could okay in my classmates, because I could greet my classmates, I could greet some people of my village, and I came to be known in my school too, because I could greet some people, and then the other day they come with give me some food. By the way, because in my school we used to carry food, so there is these two guys from rich family. I don't know how to mention them or not. So I used to greet them each and every now and then from a radio station, and they could get happy. And whenever they could come in that school the following day, because in their family they are rich, they are well up, they could carry some chapatis and some meat. So they used to share that with me. They used to carry some biscuit, at least because I'm greeting them in the radio. So I became known as celeb back in 2010, when I was still 13 years old. I became a celeb through radio station, being a fan of radio station, Sauti ya Mwananchi. I have told you I used to call myself Jack Samseno. That is the first incident that I did for greatness while I was in class 7, 13 years old. So back in 2014, I remember I was in Form 2, and my brother opened me a Facebook. That's when I joined my Facebook first time. In the year 2014, I used to use a button phone. Not a smartphone. By the way, smartphone leads to a lot of people later on, because in 2014 not many people had smartphone, especially in villages. So in 2014, my brother opened a Facebook, made me to open up for me a Facebook account, and I joined a Facebook. So you know what? Once I joined a Facebook, the same year 2014, I came to realize how things go, how you can make a post and things like that, and how you can join a group, because I joined a lot of group. In 2014, I felt the urge to open my own group. In 2014, I was around 16 years or 15, somewhere there. So 16 years or 15, I think 16 years, or I was approaching 16 years from 15. So I felt the urge to open a group, and I opened a group by the name Heaven Shine Star. Even if you can go to Facebook, you can see it. I'm giving you a little testimony that even if you can want to trace, you can trace this information from a reliable sources. Go to Facebook if you want to confirm this, and just search in search box, put Heaven Shine Star. So I opened that group while I was around 16 years, and I managed in 2014. At that age, remember, I'm using a button phone, not a smartphone. I'm using a button phone, yeah, just an old phone, a small type of a phone. I used to manage more than 5,000 members in that group. Okay, 5,000 members are not many, are not much or something, but with my age, and I'm the admin of the group, and the number of people my group have gained, that is something incredible. That is something that is super. Let me not call it supernatural, because supernatural is something great. Let me call it just super. So I opened that group. I keep moving. I used to post some posts of love. I used to be Dr. Love. I could go to other groups, copy paste some messages of love there, then come in my group and share those group, and people liked it. Some people loved it. Some people loved my group and what I was doing. But because that was not what I was called for, it reached to a point I get bored. It reached to a point now that it is very hard for me to get the content to post in that group. So you know what, I decided to remain mute in that group, and some members started to leave the group, Right now the group is just there, I'm not active. I just decided to leave alone about it. Right now I think a lot of members from 5,000, a lot of them left the group, and now it has only 1,900 members. But I don't care, because I don't bother even about the group. That was in the year 2014. I'm giving you this series of how I did some greatness in my life, so that at least at the end, I know you will learn one or two things. So life continued as usual, and I completed my high school. So after completing my high school back in 2016, you know what? I had to look for a job. I pressed my application in all the platforms, but I could not get a job. And I decided, at that time I went to Marara, to Sabura. I don't know whether I have mentioned this in one of my videos. For those who usually follow every of my video, I had to go to governor office. I decided now, because I can't get a job over here in Saburu, now the only thing that is remaining, it is myself going to the governor to give me a job. And you know what? I went to County Assembly, I went to office of the governor to ask for a job. Remember, I'm 19 years old, I have already completed my high school, but I'm daring to go to ask for the job direct to the governor. I know a lot of you have never even thought of that, to go to the governor, not to press your job application in the county office or wherever, to go to the office of the governor to ask the job. At 19 years old, I didn't have a job, but I decided to dare for greatness. I decided to go and ask job to the governor. So I went to the governor's office, but unluckily I met a CS who told me that the governor is not allowed on that day, but he asked me what he can help me. I told him that I want a job, and I explained myself, because I'm that talkative guy. When I can start to explain myself, I know you can be interested somehow to give me your ears to hear me. I explained to myself, and he was so concerned, he was so sorry for me, but he told me that they don't have a current job at that time. But I keep on checking. They usually publish in a county board, something like that. I keep on checking jobs there, and once they got to have a job, I'm gonna go and apply. And I remember on that day they had a meeting with MCS. So I was in the office of the CS. I don't know which CS. MCS were inside there, because MCS started coming inside when I was there, and when he told me that way, because I could not interrupt with the meeting, so I had to leave without getting a job. But remember, I'm 19 years old, and I have dared to go to ask governor the job. The governor himself, the office. I wanted to talk to the governor. I didn't want to talk to anybody else, but talk to the governor. Back in the year 2017, still in Samburu, there is this great politician by the name Raila Odinga, and he came to campaign in my praise. You know what? I thought of myself, I'm a Kikuyu. By that time they used not to vote for this gentleman, and I thought to myself, why don't I befriend this man, so that at least he can help me to get a job, so that he can, when he hears I'm a Kikuyu, and I show him some interest that I'm interested to vote for him and to campaign for him, might be he will give me a job. But there is no way I could reach out to him, so I decided to write a paper, explain my everything and my contact and everything to give to him on that day. So he came to a meeting on that place, and you know what? I tried myself to sit somewhere behind him. I tried myself to sit somewhere behind him. I remember even the lady that was organizing the event, that is called Season Hotel, because that lady was the one given the work to keep shares neat and everything. Myself, I had worn a suit, black suit. I was so neat and smart. That photo up to date is still in Facebook. And you know what? I tried to sit somewhere near where Raila was. He was some like 3 seats or 4 seats ahead of me. But I tried my best to give him that paper, explain myself, and telling him that I'm a Kikuyu and I'm interested to campaign for him. But let me tell you, to reach out to this great politician, it is something very hard. I tried to give him that paper, but to no avail. Even when he was leaving, I tried to give him that paper once again. But the policeman, the one that was pushing us, I didn't manage to give him that paper. But remember, I'm talking daring for the greatness. Not many people can dare even these great leaders like I dared Raila Odinga. I had not a paper that I had tried all my means to give. Remember, even while they were seated at the tent, in the stadium. Remember, all the ordinary people are, many of the ordinary people are behind. But myself, even the bodyguards that were removing people, the ordinary people from the stadium, they could not remove me because I was confident and calm with my black suit, sitting in the guest chairs. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not here to lie. Remember, all the only thing that bodyguard told me is to move from in front seat now to the back seat, the same row that rider had seated, and I moved forward backward like 3 seats. So he was ahead of me like 3 to 4 rows, not seat. This is the first row, second row, that row. Myself, I was like in the 4th row. He was just ahead of me 3 rows. But I tried on my means to give him that paper, to no avail. So time went on, and I entered to National Youth Service. And after entering to National Youth Service, in 2019, while we were given some we closed some school, I went back to Samburu again to look for my life. And you know what? There is this radio that while I was in Samburu back in 2017, it was not there. But this time now, the radio was there. Let me take you back in 2017. In 2017, it was it 2017 or 2019? Yeah, this is now 2019. It was not 2017. 2019, I went to ask for the job in this radio station that is called Watchman FM. But they told me when the CEO of the job, because he lives in Nairobi, they're gonna come and tell me. He gonna come and I leave my number. They're gonna call me. Remember, I have not done journalism, but I felt inside me that I can talk and talk and talk and talk. So myself, I decided to go and ask that journalist job in that radio, having not done the journalist. So on that radio, I could not manage to get a job. So I went to this other radio that is called Mchugaji FM. On Mchugaji FM, I didn't go to ask for the job because I knew that was a great radio station, and getting over there, it's somehow hard. So I went there and asked the journalist that was in that session. It was in the mid-morning session. I asked him that I want to greet people in that radio. Remember what? For those who live in Samburu, maybe they used to have me. I used to call myself Prince Jack 254. Prince Jack 254. Even that is the name that I had opened my Facebook page. Prince Jack 254. So I went to that radio. I talked to that mtangazaji or the journalist that was inside there. I told him that I want to greet people. It was on 25 December 2019. You know what? He allowed me inside to greet some people. So we did that session of that his kipindi together. And from that day, each and every Saturday, he used to call me to go. There is this kipindi that he used to be called Reggae Explosion. Each and every Saturday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. I used to go with that mtangazaji because we became friend and great friend. I used to go to that kipindi for 2 months. Reggae Explosion, going to broadcast with that mtangazaji back in 2019. That is daring for greatness. In 2020, in 2020 what did I do? In 2020 I thought of opening a Facebook page. Remember, I had, apart from the other group that I had opened in 2014, now I didn't have a group or anything. I opened a page by the name Prince Jack Kenya, and in the year 2020, I managed to gain more than 12,000 subscribers. Followers, 12,000 followers. Right now, even the Facebook page has got 12,500 followers, but the 500 I have only gained them from back in 2021 and this month of 2022. I opened that page. I could post each and every day. Some posts could reach even could manage to reach some of thousands of likes. Although nowadays they don't reach that I wonder why, but I'm not committed like the way I was committed on that time in 2020. In 2020 still. This radio station, it's a great radio station in Royal Media called Inoro FM. I'm talking about Inoro FM. They used to ask some people to send some motivational message and to send some their funny stories about how COVID is taking them. Myself, I decided to make this motivational video, not motivational video, but a motivational message, audio message, and I sent to Inoro FM. You know what? In 2 weeks, the message was not approved. But one day, at around morning, I was in my sleep and my parents were in the sitting room. I had them talking about this is Jack, that is Jack. I wondered why are they saying that is Jack. That's when I listened to the radio station and I heard myself talking in Inoro FM. You know what? The audio message that I made 2 weeks ago was approved in Oro FM, and the message was played like several couple of days. Me motivating people each and every session. Morning session, the morning that Jeff Korea and Jocks usually come, the message was prayed. Wambui Wagidogo, the second session, the message was said. Even the last session that Mutito Amilo usually come to announce the burial and something like that, those who are dead. I dared for greatness at Inoro FM. I made just a motivational message, audio message, and the message was prayed for several days. So I don't even know how to continue giving you all these stories. But the reason why because I don't want to make this video long, but the reason why I decided to make this video, it is to tell you that in this life, whatever you shall desire, whatever you shall want, whatever you shall wish to have, sometimes don't just sit around and wait for things to happen. You are the person that is supposed to wake up and make things happen, because there is this thing that we are told that faith without action is dead. I'm here to, blessing for you to reach to a destiny. It is not just one thing or one aspect of life, but you are supposed to have different thing or different aspect of life. You are supposed to pray, and you are supposed to have faith, and the third thing, you are supposed to take an action. Because a lot of people, again, they usually don't take an action. A lot of people usually don't take an action. Let me motivate you with these stories in the Bible. For those who follow the Bible stories, there is this story of 4 lepers that one day they used to sit in this same corner of outskirt of the town where they were dumped, where they were thrown, outskirt of the town. They used to live there begging for food. They used to live there with the depression. They used to live there stressed up. They used to live there until they came to a point of giving up, living the same position, until they came to a point of saying enough is enough, until they came to a point of saying now we must take a risk to know whether we're gonna change our situation. That's when God came to see them through. When they were sitting over there, remember God was still in heaven looking at them, but he could not react to their action until they decided to take an action to their situation, until they decided to take an action to the same life that they used to live. And the moment that they said that even if we stay here, we will die because of hunger, and even if we go to our enemy's hand, they can kill us. So instead of dying over here, let us take a risk and go to our enemy's hand. If they kill us, they kill us. If they let us live, we live, and for the glory of God. So they took an action and decided to go to their enemy's hand, not knowing what lies ahead. Remember, they are going to their enemy's hand, and these are Israelites, and their enemies were Assyrian. And you know what? Assyrian and Israelites were in a battle, and they were enemies. So they just took a risk, and you know what? When they took a risk, God saw them through, and God saw the action and faith they had, and God protected them. They went over there and they overcame, because God made this enemy, the Assyrian, to flee, thinking that it's a great army that is coming. Whereas it was not a great army, it was just 4 lepers who could not even walk well. Another story is of this Moses. Moses used to guard or to shepherd or to take care of the cattle in this same mountain forever and ever for 40 years, until he had that desire to know what is in that mountain. He took a step of faith. He took an action to go to know what is in that mountain. That's when he met God, who in a burning bush, who told him to go in Israel, to go in Egypt, to save the children of Israel. Many times in life you must dare for greatness. Many times in life you must take a risk. Because don't just be in a comfort zone. You want for that thing, you want for that dream, but you are not ready to take an action. My dear brother or my dear sister or my dear sweetheart, wherever you are or whoever you are watching this video from, sometimes it is good for you to take an action. I know somehow it is. You can ask me, how will I take an action? That thing is that you usually desire. Go for it. If at all you know you are jobless, press your job application in everywhere. Go for this big companies. Don't fear. It doesn't matter whether you don't have the required skill, but go for this great company and ask for a job. You have that potential talent of music, and you should hear yourself. You have this talent. Yes, you may not have the money to produce your music, but nowadays social media and technology have made things easy. Join TikTok. Join Facebook. Open Facebook page, open a YouTube channel like this one. By the way, I didn't mention even daring for greatness. Back in 2021, I opened a YouTube channel. on May 4, I opened a YouTube channel without knowing that nobody who can come and view my video. Look, right now I got to have more than 100,000 more than 100,000 plus 3,000 more views with more than 2,400 subscribers. I just dared for greatness to open a YouTube channel without knowing anybody who can come. I didn't know 1 year later I will have at least achieved somewhere. I will have achieved this, whatever I have achieved, the number of subscribers and the number of views. The thing that I want to say that whatever the things that you usually desire, whatever things that you usually wish to have, go for them. Like I was saying before, if at all you know you have the potential and greatness and the talent of music, don't wait until you have money to produce some music. Open a YouTube channel, be doing some music cover. Nowadays there is this app that can give you the beats of the music. Do some music cover, pause, do some dancing over there in TikTok, pose. You never know whether through taking that action, somebody might be interested in you, and through those people being interested in you, some will be willing to sponsor you to go to studio and record your music. So a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Take a step of action today. That thing that you usually desire, that dream that you usually have, take an action and a step of faith today. Know that God will make a way alongside your way. Even if you usually desire this thing, if you know that one day you're gonna drive yourself, you have that dream of driving yourself, go for driving school. Save that little money and go for driving school. Go and get that license, knowing that one day you're gonna drive yourself. If at all you know that you usually have a dream to fly out one day with an airplane, go and apply that passport. Always be trying all the means on how to apply visa to this nation. There are some countries that give free visas. There are some countries that post and publish some jobs. Be following up with those things in Google, in Facebook, and wherever. Connect yourself with the people that have relocated to these countries. Sometimes and somehow they can be of great help. Not everybody that can help you out, and not everybody that can have a way to help you. But in one way or another, some of these people can help you out. The thing that I want to mean is that sometime in this life you need to dare for greatness. And once you dare for your greatness, you don't know about your tomorrow, and God can meet you alongside your way, and God can help you to achieve whatever thing that you are wishing to have. So that's all about it, guys. And somebody told me while I was back in school, it is better to die with a dream than die without having a dream. So just have a dream. It doesn't matter how long it will take for this dream to be fulfilled. But one day when you follow up with your dream, it will come true. Therefore greatness, therefore that thing that you shall desire. And God will come and meet you along your way, and God will come and help you to achieve that thing that you shall desire. That's all about it, guys. Please therefore greatness. Please take an action of risk, because nothing that you can achieve this life without taking a risk. Take a risk in that thing that you shall desire. Ask God and help God to help you. And one day you shall testify. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, and may God bless you. May God be with you. Share this content to whoever you think might need it. And that's all about it. God bless you, and bye-bye.